Happy Monday on a nice 20-10 run, and we got a 9-game slate. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and after a day off on Friday, we are ready to talk some more baseball. That's right, we are winding down the season, and I am jacked up for the MLB playoffs, only 3 weeks away. Like you heard in the cold intro, 20-10 in the last 30. We will take it, but let's stay hot and get us on a good streak heading into the playoffs. We're going to recap the last few days in just a little bit, but quick heads up. NFL video is out now. Go check it out. We preview and give our two best bets for Monday Night Football and try to end week one strong. So, also, real quick, if you see any graphics in this video, they're from an app called Outlier. They are our partners. They're unbelievable. They help me in NFL, MLB, and they will be helping me in the NBA. If I was not a partner with them, I'd still be using them. So if you want to be a great bettor, good long-term bettor, you need the right tools, and Outlier is that tool. And if you see any graphics, that's where it is from. So before we get anything, we have to talk about the new Jabbo MVP. There it is at the Scoop 7. Thank you so much for becoming a Jabbo MVP. We really appreciate the support. And thank you to everyone else who is a Jabbo MVP. If you want to join, just hit that join button underneath the video. It's only $2.99 a month. If we bring any value or entertainment or anything that helps you and you want to give back, this is just one way to do it. And we appreciate everyone who does it. You get some prioritized replies, badges, emojis, things like that. So thank you to at the Scoop 7. But I'm ready to get into it. We got a small 9-game slate, and that means it's baseball fun fact time. And really, this is just a joke on one team, this fun fact today, but the AL Central has 4 teams that are over 500 right now. But as a whole, the division is 38 games under 500. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, White Sox. But in this video, we're going to recap the weekend, and then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups, the good pitcher strikeout matchups, the full 9-game pitcher report, the best bets, and then wrap it all up with the hitter parlay ideas and the recap. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Let me know your guys' best MLB bet, or just say hi. Just help the algorithm and help this channel grow. And speaking of that, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, as we're getting so close to 28,000 subscribers on our first 2 years on the channel. We cannot thank you guys enough. So I'm ready to get into it, and that means it's recap time. All right, here it is. We had a winning weekend. Gotta love to see it. Twins money line got the job done. You guys don't care. This is a while ago. And then Jack, whatever his name is, over 15.5 outs. It was a good one. I'll just say that. He won. Zach Wheeler under 7.5 Ks. That was a close one. He ended with 7. Davis Martin, no win, was a cash. Mitch Spence was the Will Levis bet of baseball this weekend. He had 70 pitches. He needed 4 more outs. The managers thought, out of nowhere, you know what? I think you've given up 1 run, and that's enough. I think we should pull you out of absolute nowhere. Just reminds me that we got to be careful on pitcher props and where these coaches or where these managers want to do with these pitchers as the season winds down. Are they trying to limit their pitch count? What are they trying to do? But it just made no sense. The read was there. But either way, Saturday we made up for it because we had 2 1-unit bets and we hit both of those and then lost a half unit. But Logan Webb under 18.5 outs, he could have came back out for more. But he was getting hit around. I think he gave up 10 hits already. He was like near 90 pitches. So we got that one. And then Jose Barrios over 4.5 Ks. Got it decently early, but I think he still ended on 5 Ks. And then Kikuchi had over 90 pitches. I was stressing this one out, and he just got the job done. He really did. If the coach would have pulled him, at around 90, it would have been nice. But he pitched around 100, and he got the job done, and we lost it. So that's what we got. We won a couple units over the weekend. We are now up 2.36 on the season. There is the breakdown. Let's keep rolling these last few weeks into the playoffs. So that's what we got for the recap. And now it's time for the hitter matchups. We got 13 of these for you today, and it starts out with the catcher, Salvi Perez, 10 for 23 with 2 home runs off the lefty, Carlos Rodon. And then Carlos Santana, not the guy who's great at playing guitar, but 5 for 14 with 1 home run versus Reed Detmers. And then Freddie Freeman all the way down, so on, so on. Not a ton today, obviously 9-game slate. But Jose Miranda up there on the top right, how about 5 for 9 against Detmers? That is not too shabby at all. And then you see Mookie, Ozuna, and so on and so on. So take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners today. And now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups of the day. And we got 5 of them for you. Tommy Edman, 5 for 28, 4 Ks. No one's probably betting him. No, not many people are betting Iglesias. But JD Martinez, 1 for 12, but only 1 K versus Bassett. And then Adley Rutschman down there, 3 Ks versus Brian Bayo, 1 for 10 with his teammate Santander, 1 for 12 off Bayo. So that's what we got for all the hitter matchups of the day. And now let's talk some arms. All right, we only got one good pitcher strikeout matchup for you today, and it is Mr. David Festa of the Twinkies facing the Angels. Angels fifth highest K percentage versus righties last 3 weeks, 27%. Festa 58 Ks in 47.1 innings. Just a couple notes about him: 6+ Ks in 7 of his last 9 starts. He is pretty much exactly same home road split, so it does not matter much there. And if you're wondering, Paul Skeens facing the Marlins, they actually haven't been striking out much at all lately. We heard a rumor that he was limiting his pitch count, and then he threw like 100 pitches last start, and they just flat out lied to us. How dare they? I'm not happy with them. But either way, we just have the one pitcher strikeout matchup. But now let's take a look at the 9-game pitcher report. These are the first 5 matchups of the day. If you're new to the channel, all the averages are on the bottom. This is just kind of something we hope that if you want to start your day, you just have all the numbers in front of you right there. Saves you a ton of time, or maybe you just get winners directly from this. But we got some okay matchups, nothing special. Obviously, huge advantage for the Pirates there with Skeens going up against Bayozo. I don't know how you say it either way, but Skeens 2.13 ERA. We know what he can do. Brady Singer down there been better at home against the Yankees. And now in New York against lefty Carlos Rodon. Rodon's been a little inconsistent. Singer's starting to come back to earth a little bit. 4.14 expected ERA, but that's just a decent matchup. Blackburn back for the Mets now with a 4.66 ERA, doesn't miss many bats and all that. So nothing great here. Obviously, Christopher Sanchez, big advantage for the Phillies up there in that matchup as well. So take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. And now let's take a look at page 2, and we got 4 of them for you. We got the rookie, Povich, Maury's son, going up against Brian Bayo. He's been a little better lately, but obviously he's hittable. His K rate has gone up a little bit here in the last month or so. Povich has just not been very good at all. And then Reed Detmers, he just had a crazy strikeout game in his first time back after being called back up. He has the ability to miss some bats, that is for sure, but he also has the ability to give up some hits and runs. Going up against Festa, who we just talked about in the strikeout realm of it. 4.75 ERA. And then other than that, as you guys can see, there's not a lot of great pitchers today. TBD for the White Sox, probably their best pitcher. And then Hendricks of the Cubbies, 6.6 ERA. That is absolutely insane that he's still pitching. 3-11. He is absolutely washed up. And then Walker Buehler is just not the same pitcher. He is not one of the better pitchers in the league. I'll say that. Over 5.5 ERA right now, not missing many bats. And as you can see, a ton of pitchers are giving up a lot of hits, with 11.2 hits per 9 for Buehler, almost 11 for Hendricks, over 10 for Cantillo and Povich. So we could see some hits and some runs today, that's for sure. But that is the 9-game pitcher report, and now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first bet takes us to the land of the tiny beverages. That's right, we got the Minnesota Twinkies hosting the LA Angels. Twins on the money line, minus 190. Angels on the money line, plus 160. With a total of 8.5 runs. My best bet, it's a player prop. It's 1 unit. Give me David Uncle Festa. You guys know. It's really late, guys. This is my 3rd video of the day. I'm getting a little weird. But over 5.5 Ks. Why don't I finish the bet? Minus 135 on bet 365. You saw the info on the good pitcher strikeout matchups. If this line is moved, it's kind of going all over the place. I've seen it go down, then up, then down, then up. So if you need a juice reducer, I love Belozo, the starting pitcher of the Marlins, to not record a win. If you just need a little reduce on the juice, he's going up against Paul Skeens. But let's take a look at Festa with Outlier. That's right. We got some data. Obviously, the Outlier link is below. Go check it out. Get that free trial. But as you can see, by 2024, if you scroll down, you can see that he is over this line in 6 of 9 starts this season. Now, if we analyze these teams he's been going against, he's faced similar K teams in his last 2 starts. You see Atlanta and Tampa Bay Rays. He had 7 Ks in both of those. And some other ones, he's had some lower K teams. So lately, he's just really been pitching well. If you've seen him, he's got some nasty stuff. But let's look over there on the right. And now let's go look at the Angels lineup versus righties. So there we have it. On the very right of that is the K percentage. They have a ton of good targets, guys. We're talking Ohape, Tice. Those guys are right at 30. Tice is over that. Cavadas, 40.8. Not a ton of bats. He's probably going to be in there versus a righty. He's a lefty. He kind of sits lefties and plays righties, it looks like. Zach Nito, 23.5, still a decent zone or decent target there. Mickey Moniak over 25%. Taylor Ward almost 27%. I love the chances up and down this lineup for him to just get 6 Ks. Now let's scroll down a little bit more. I told you earlier the last 3 weeks numbers for the Angels and the pitcher strikeout matchups. Here's the last 30 days because that's what they give you. The Angels 27th in K rate versus right-handed pitching. So There's just a ton of good info. Festa has a great changeup. If you don't know, he has almost a 21% swinging strike rate on it. Sits 94, 96 mile an hour fastball. He's a fun pitcher to watch. But I'm expecting about 85 to 90 pitches out of him based on his last start. And just in general, the Angels struggle versus righties. We talked about that. They're a bottom five offense versus righties. They are a decent offense versus lefties. And oh, by the way, Walker freaking Buehler. That's right. Bueller's day off has a 17.9% K rate in his last start. Had 6 Ks versus these Angels. So give me Festa over 5.5 Ks as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to LA where the Dodgers host the Chicago Cubbies. That's right, we got the Dodgers on the money line minus 192, Cubs on the money line plus 160 with a total of 9.5 runs. Remember that guy I just talked about? Give me Walker freaking Buehler. Under 4.5 Ks at minus 105 on DraftKings for 1 unit. If you don't know yet already, he's not going to find his old form this year. He's going to need an offseason. He's going to need to strengthen from that big surgery he had. He's going to have to try to find his form next year, obviously. I'm not saying give up this year. I'm just saying he does not have the swing and miss stuff he's usually had. He has a ridiculously low K rate, as we've already talked about. He is under this line in 9 of 12 starts. That's right. He's under a 9 of 12. That's crazy because this 4.5 is a low line. The only 3 times he went over also, the Angels, we just talked about how much they strike out and how he did that. The Rockies, the worst strikeout team in the MLB, and the Reds, a very high strikeout team, especially back in May when they were swinging and missing quite a bit. So now he faces the Cubs. Last 30 days, 5th lowest K rate at 19.6%. It's going to be a tough matchup. And oh, by the way, they also have the 4th best WRC plus, the 2nd highest walk rate, which should be able to they should be able to hit him around and also get that pitch count up because they're patient at the plate. They can draw some walks and get him out of there early. Also, right-handed pitchers versus the Cubs lately. 3 pretty high starting or strikeout starting pitchers have faced them lately. And Garrett Cole, Luis Gil, and Paul Skeens, they had 7, 7, and 6. That's not that bad, guys. To be honest with you, Skeens especially at 6. These are high strikeout guys. Other strikeout guys like Buehler, Clark Schmidt had 2. Domingo Germán, 3. Jared Jones, who's actually a better strikeout pitcher than Walker Buehler, he had 4 against them. I just think this number honestly should be 3.5, which is kind of crazy to say because we're already so low. But only Garrett Cole and Luis Gil have had more than 6 Ks versus the Cubs in the last 3 weeks. So, and again, Walker Buehler's nowhere near those guys at all. He's not in the top 35 percentile on any of his pitches when it comes to swinging strike rate. So I think the Cubs are going to put the bat on the ball, get some runs. There's a reason this total is 9.5. It's not just because Hendricks is on the mound. It's because this guy is on the mound. I also like the under 9.5 and a lot of runs in this one. So as long as we don't get that umpire in the last one, when we had under K's prop loss at the very end on a pitch well below the knees of CJ Abrams, I am not bitter at all. As long as we don't get that, I do like Walker Buehler to go under 4.5 Ks. And that is my second best bet of the day. This is an ugly slate, but I still found 2 that I really like. And now let's get to those hitter parlay ideas. All right, I got 3 hitter parlay ideas for you today. Technically 11, actually. First one, all Dodgers hitters. That's right. They're facing Kyle Hendricks. Absolute hot garbaggio. That's what he is. He has over a 70 ERA on the road. Completely washed at this stage of his career. Yes, I'm making fun of him a lot. And I know you're thinking in your head, okay, well, now he's going to dominate. I don't see it, guys. This guy is older in his career. He's been bad for the whole entire season. He's given up 11 hits per 9 innings. He's now facing the Dodgers. You saw some numbers on Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. I just think a lot of hitters are going to get some hits. Ty France, the number 2 guy. Guess what? He was on the Mariners early this year. Guess what? He couldn't hit anymore because he was struggling mightily. He changed jerseys. And what happens when you leave the Seattle Mariners? You start absolutely raking because nobody can hit at T-Mobile Park or with a jersey that says Seattle or Mariners on it. He is, how about the highest batting average in the MLB in the last 7 days? That's all. Hitting .522, 2+ hits in 4 of the last 6 games. Facing Uncle Charlie Morton, average matchup to me. Giving up, he's average for hits per 9. Nothing big either way there. I'm going to just ride the hot bat. That's what we're doing here with France. The third one, Gunnar Henderson. Hitting .417 the last 7 days, starting to heat up again. Hitting .291 versus righties. This is when you want to tail him. Hitting .283 on the road, and he's facing a very hittable pitcher, as we know. And Brian Bayo, been a little bit better lately with missing bats, but still not a great strikeout pitcher. And then after him, you get an absolutely horrendous Red Sox bullpen. So I like Gunnar Henderson to get another hit, along with Ty France and the entire Dodgers lineup. So those are my hitter parlay ideas, my 2 best bets, and all the research help you need to hopefully go get some winners on a Monday. And of course, just a reminder that Monday Night Football video is out now, so go check that out too. But before we wrap it up, let's check out the recap. All right, here we go. We got David Festa over 5.5 Ks and Walker Buehler under 4.5 Ks. The 2 1 unit plays, both K props on an ugly 9-game slate. Any added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord, which is free. Go check it out. The link is in the description below. And also go check out that Monday Night Football video out now, as I got 2 best bets for that game. But thank you guys for the support day in and day out. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.